Welcome in, beautiful souls. If you're new here, my name is Jane, and if you're returning, I'm so glad to have you back. So the message today is, well, I guess it's kind of just like a lived experience for me. So as an empath, I had to learn boundaries the hard way. So I figured that many of you are probably learning them the hard way too. And this is just to give a little insight on that. So I found that there has been three main characters, I'm going to say, that taught me how to use my discernment and to put up my boundaries. And I'm going to just go into that a little bit. So I'm sure that a lot of you, because a lot of you are empaths, so I'm pretty sure that this is going to be very relatable to all of you guys. So the importance of our discernment, it teaches us to hold what to hold and what is ours to witness and what must be returned or alchemized. Okay, so this is important, not just for every person. Like, not every person is a divine assignment for us to bear. Now, this is where the exhaustion will set in, and this is how you know that this, if you're dealing with somebody and you're like super exhausted after dealing with them, then this is not somebody that you should be entertaining their energy. Okay, so the first kind I found is somebody that wants the comfort, but they don't want to change. So they're really called like the wounded truth teller. So they do like a lot of trauma dumping, and they try not to drain you. They respect your presence, and they walk away feeling lighter. And they don't demand you to become their own support system. So they do use other people as well. However, they just keep repeating the same thing. Like they want the comfort from you. They want to feel lighter and you to carry some of their energy, but they don't want to actually do anything to change it. So the second type that I found is someone that wants your attention, but they don't want the truth from you. So they're like emotion, or I don't know what that is, what that word come out. They're like an emotion. I'm doing it again. What is that? An emotional wounder. I'm trying to say emotional and wounder at the same time. So, this is someone that moves from one listener to another. They are always looking for relief, and it's rare for them to choose responsibility. They're always telling the same story like many times over, and they could even be asking for advice, but then will ignore the advice that's given. They may feel close to you only when they need something from you. The other one is the third. So there's someone that just wants to place their darkness, but they do not want to understand it. So they're like a shadow releaser. Now, this type can confuse you, making you feel guilty or small in some way. They share their pain, but also they hand it over to you and try to make you feel responsible for their choices. These are the reasons discernment and boundaries for your own mind, body, and spirit is so important. So learning to witness someone else's storm, but not absorbing it or living it. So if you hear like a noise in the background, I have a fan running. We're in like a heat wave here on the Atlantic coast right now. I don't know if it's just for the next day or two, but it is super hot. It's super humid, and just trying to keep with the lights on, it makes the room very, very hot and still. So just I have the microphone a little bit closer, so I'm trying to drown out the noise. So we're going to get right into it here. So I had this deck here and I pulled it out, and these three cards popped out, and they wanted me to bring out my Empath deck, so we're going to pull a card from there. Start with that, I guess. Okay, my guys just told me they wanted me to cut the deck, so we're going to cut the deck here. Mental discipline. Well, that's an interesting card. It's that one, right? Orion. Yeah, it's because you're a volunteer. You know, empaths are really volunteer. Look at that. Evolutionary empath. That's a beautiful card. Okay, let me set that aside. So there's some kind of mental discipline here. Number 15 and or 6. I want one of these as well. Okay. Number 4. Wasn't the one that was on the bottom? I don't know if that was the card that we started with. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to set that one aside. Okay, and then this one here on the bottom is duality dance, seek balance amid the chaos and harmony within yourself. So I guess that has to do with that. I'm just going to set that aside for now because they want me to pull out some other cards here. So this twin card that came out, this is self-protection and dual natures. Oh, I just realized you do want that card. Duality dance, the dual natures. Okay. So the twins card here is like the relationships that you're bound together with these relationships in some way. I mean, the only problem is like past traumas. It could be making it hard for you to have a harmonious relationship with this person and continuing old habits with this person. So that's what the twins card here means. What's this? Wish granted. The gambler, loss and risks. Wish granted. The outcome may not be exactly what you want, but it is exactly what you need. Yeah, because the gambler is about doing something over and over, hoping that change will come. Changing your approach is the only thing that is going to make any kind of progress. So, yeah, wish granted. Okay, so what do you want for the orator here, which is communication and confidence? Since they're spitting them out, they can spit this one out too. Here we go. Frost of stillness. Embrace the frost of stillness. We're in the calm of icy pause. Reflective clarity is found. Okay. All right. So this communication here and confidence, because the orator is about doubting yourself, which is holding you back. It's about being trying to be confident and taking up space and letting your voice be heard. So you might have to do a little bit of, like they say, like, you know, like ice is basically, you know, frozen in place. So it's to make you, it's like a reflection. It's to make you like reflect. Holy crap, what's going on in my mouth today? It's like my brain is going faster than my mouth can keep up. My mouth. Why am I saying mouth? My mouth. What is going on? You know, somebody could be trying to choose the narrative for you, trying to speak over you. Trying to manipulate your words against you. Unwavering faith. Stand firm in your beliefs. Your steadfast spirit guides you through uncertainty. Yeah, the mental discipline. You know, a shield of resistance. Employ your shield of resistance, guarding against external pressures while nurturing your internal strength in love and career. You know, that's funny that they brought up about love, because I have some wild roses here that I make my own rose water. And I had just picked a bunch of roses the other day. And these were just like all little buds here. I don't know if you can see any of the buds, but I didn't think that they would actually bloom. So I just stuck them in some water just because I hate to kill things. So Pathfinder, trust your inner compass to illuminate your path through love and career, revealing the direction your soul wishes to explore. The scales of balance. Seek equilibrium in love and career. Look, they brought that up 3 times. About the love and about your love and career. So this could be somebody that is interfering with your career, or they're holding you back in some way. Seek equilibrium in love and career, harmonizing your inner scale to weigh decisions with both the heart and mind. The mental discipline. Oh my God, look, it'll reach new heights. Let your connection with spirit ground you as you reach for the sky. Okay, so, because I did speak about how the importance of your heart, mind, and spirit. Okay, that's enough of these. All right, let's see here. I'm just going to move that deck out of the way here. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes we really do need to, put up shields against people that, want to just drain our vitality through their toxic words and old trauma stories and that type of thing. You know what I mean? Okay. So, okay, you want this to... Okay, they're going to have me set that over here. Mental discipline. Okay, so... Surrender. I can release my need to control. All right, let's see what else is here. Service. I feel good when I can help others. Yeah, see, this is the problem, though. You can be helping other people. However, like empaths, we all help people in so many different ways, at so many different levels, energetically, soul-wise, emotionally, mentally, physically sometimes. The problem being is you cannot sacrifice yourself to do that. Okay, is there another card here? It'll just give you grief. Yeah, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. This one. Okay, get this deck here. Oops. Perception on the bottom. Yeah, it is all about perception. Okay, let's see. Man, it's hot here already. Consciousness. It's funny too, because I was just thinking about that. Watch them bring up something about the consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Is there another one? Yeah, they're showing the affinity symbol. The affinity symbol really does represent what goes around comes around. What is put out comes back. The sacral chakra. The frequency of the sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires and simulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. They showed me the abundance card too with this deck. And they are talking here quite a bit about your career. The sacral chakra too is where all your emotions are, right? Could be absorbing way too many emotional aspects of other people. And then underneath that is universal love. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel with each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. See, and this is the thing about empaths. That's what empaths do. You know, they feel everything that's going on. That's why it's so important to have your boundaries and understand the type of people you're dealing with. Okay, I'm just going to set this aside here. I'm going to pull out a couple more cards here. The golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Yeah. Children of the stars. You know, you came here, you volunteered to come here for this purpose. So it doesn't make things easy. Trust is on the bottom. Bottom. Oh my God, look, boundaries on the bottom. No joke. Okay. I already took one from there. Okay, so let's just see here what these are going to be about. Well, they pulled out way more cards than I was prepared for here. Consciousness. There's something here about this consciousness they want me to look into. Okay. The void, stop embracing winter, great cosmic womb. Called, soul gifts and training, it's time to step up. Yeah, you know, like I said, you know, we volunteered to come here for this purpose, right? Volunteers, you were called. They called out, you know, the universe called out to see who would be willing to come here. And now we need a law. And I was even talking about that the infinity law. There's the infinity right there. You know, this is like a shield that she's doing of protection around her. You know, see, that's the thing too. Empaths, they're connected to the earth. They're here to hold the light from the higher energies to the earth, right? Yeah, it's all about your well-being. Exactly, Spirit. Okay, there's something here in this consciousness card here. Let me find that book. Is it that you want? 17. Okay, so they're talking about here, they're saying here, the consciousness can be described as a state of awareness or focused attention, and wherever we direct our attention, it will dominate our minds. Okay, so they're saying to, what? Okay, yeah, that's why they were showing me the infinity symbol, because this infinity symbol here, so they're saying here that light and consciousness are closely connected. They both have quantum attributes and are non-linear. Light is energy that can be created through consciousness, and consciousness can create light in return. Light influences our awareness, our perception, our consciousness, and therefore our reality. So they're saying to try this. Take a moment to go inside and mentally scan your body. Notice the physical sensations you feel. Tune into your heart. How do you feel emotionally? Now move your awareness away from your body. Can you feel the space around your body? Practice moving your awareness from what goes on inside of you to what's going on around you. So this is with the boundaries, right? Because these are like energetic boundaries that you need to put up. I mean, sometimes it's boundaries that you have to really, because that's why they have the void that comes right out in the consciousness, because otherwise, your thoughts are just going to be, they're not going to be any kind of control or anything over them. Sorry, I needed a drink. Let's see, what do you want here? Okay, let's see here. I want one of these cards here. Self-worth and self-love. Okay, something here. What they want. Ooh, jeez. What's going on? So they want this to go with the well-being, I guess. Like they said, like in my download, not every person is for you to alchemize their energy or to bear their whatever they have going on, you know what I mean? Yeah, divine assignment, yeah. Exactly. Oh my God, shine started out in the bottom. So we have calm and change. And it's funny, those little flowers there look like those little mini roses that I picked up on. They grow everywhere here, so it's really they're really pretty and they smell wonderful. A breakdown is often followed by a breakthrough. Regain calm. So this is like this wish granted. The outcome might not be exactly what you want, but it is what is needed. It's communication and confidence here. And then the change. A resistance to change is a resistance to life itself. Open your heart and mind to new beginnings. Okay. Is there another card here? Oh, I just split it on mind. Well, they're really, it's going to bring a lot of growth. Okay. Look, more scales. It's your decision to make. Yeah, and underneath that is to reassess. I noticed that they're showing like this twin here again. And they have the twins here. The self-protection, the dual natures. The thing is, like, when you're an empath, you can actually become so absorbed with somebody else's energy that you're really, you're feeling and everything, like you're feeling what they're feeling. You're absorbing everything about that person. So this is really something very important for you to pay attention to at this time, I would think. Because I don't know why else would they be bringing all this up. So mind here. You are the master of your inner world, and you decide how your outer world affects you. Cultivate a calm inner state. They keep bringing that up because that was basically what they said here with this consciousness. So the growth. Yeah, see, these are the people that you need to leave behind, I think. Evolution starts when you leave your comfort zone. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yeah, and the void. So then we have calm, love, kindness, beauty, joy, hope, fun, and adventure, an invitation. The words you speak are an invitation to life, a request to bring energy into form. Choose your words carefully. Now you got scales coming right out on scales too. Decision between night and day here. Sometimes the best decision is no decision at all. Well, that was very informative. But you have the scales coming out on the scales here. There's something here that needs to be balanced in your energy. And then you have reassess, which is you have the right to change your mind. Yeah, we all have free will, so you can stay in that energy or release it. You can reassess. There's rituals here. What's this? Steady yourself with simple rituals. Do the dishes, fold laundry, water the plants, make a cup of tea. Let wisdom sneak up on you. This is where they're talking about all this reflection. This is something that somebody is they're really pushing you to do here. I mean, like I said, it's free will, so you can decide to make this change or not do anything. All right, so we're going to bring out a few tarot cards here. That's why the sacral came out, because it's all this emotion that's going on. The universal love, yeah. Okay, 3 of acorns on the bottom here. This is getting another perspective. Jeez. Foresight and exploration. They're really bringing up a lot about the mind, body, and soul, or spirit, I guess. These flowers are so strong. I wish I could, you could smell them. They're so sweet. Of roses. I mean, they're even opening up under the water, because some of them I broke off the little stems. Okay, Spirit, what do you want here? This one. Transformation, transition, liberation. Creative force and confidence here. Okay, what's this here? Ace of Feathers, mental clarity and foundation. Look, we got mental clarity here with the Ace of Feathers and mental discipline here on this empathic card here. Whoops. They're trying to bring in some kind of foundation. They keep showing me the number 4. So 4s are about protection, but they're also about foundations and balance. The shadow, self-empowerment, ambition. Yeah, see, that's what happens when you're in the type of service of being an empath, because you're really working with other people's shadows, right? All their shadow aspects. So you need to do some kind of self-empowerment here. And then where it has the ambition, it's something about your career. I don't know if you want to make a living out of this, or you could make a living out of it. It has to do with a career in some way. Creative force and confidence. Okay, so can you give us some clarifiers here? You notice how they had the transformation came out on the growth here? And the mental clarity and foundation came out on the change. And the shadow is about the mind, but it also comes out on the service card here. The stillness. The shadow in this deck, I believe, is the Hermit. I'm pretty sure the 13 in this deck is the Hanged Man. It comes out on growth here. Look, I just shuffled on the bottoms, the high priestess, your intuition, your sacred knowledge. This is all the foundation and the mental clarity here. The Five of Feathers. Feathers is swords in this. I think it's swords. The shadow, self-empowerment. Strategy. Yeah, you need to have some kind of strategy to deal with these energies. And the transformation here. The Six of Shells. Sentiment and joy. You know, this could actually have to do with family members as well, because I noticed at the bottom of this deck, it came out family, and I know they showed me the fertility card twice. So this could have a lot to do with, and then of course they even brought out the golden children here. What kind of action and focus? Whoa, what's going on here? Ooh. Yeah. Oh, jeez. New beginning here. The Traveler. This is the Fool. The Seven of Feathers. Preparation, resourcefulness. I gotta double check because I don't know if these this deck, if the oh, maybe the feathers are wands. Oh my gosh, I don't remember. Yeah, I think those are they wands? Ugh. Should look that up for us. I always forget because I don't use this deck very often. Yeah, no, they're swords. Because swords is air. Swords is all about the thinking. So you're having some kind of conflict going on here. You know, and the you know, some perhaps even some kind of betrayal or deception. You know, but this could be like the Seven of Swords could also be about being strategic. You need some kind of strategy here. I think you just really need to reassess these people. I think that's what this is all about, like the reassessing, the looking to reflect, to get clarity. You need to find some kind of clarity here. What's on the bottom? The Eight of Crystals, dedication and progress. Yeah, you'll make progress if you do that, because that's really the only way to go forward. The progress. Okay. All right. It's a shorter reading today, which is good. Number 4. And then we have number 15, mental clarity. Let's see here. Number 4 first. It's number 4. Consciousness of conditioning. Ooh. And they brought out consciousness here too. So consciousness of conditioning is this one. When we feel stuck in a situation, no kidding, the frost is right underneath here. This is the Five of Feathers. That's why they keep talking. Oh, look, in the mind. And the service and the strategy. Okay, when we feel stuck in a situation not of our choosing, especially when the situation feels negative, we often need to bring some previous unconscious conditioning into conscious awareness. At a deep level, we may have been denied the right to be respected. Becoming aware of this allows for the possibility of a new, less defensive, less aggressive way of being. Just because you believed something to be true in the past, It doesn't mean it's beyond question now. Can you shed a layer of your conditioned mind so that more gentleness towards self and perhaps even others can soften your world view? That's why they're bringing up the universe card. You can overcome a persistent negative you can overcome a persistent negative pattern now. Doing so begins with the realization that such spiritual success is possible. That's why they keep bringing up the balancing here and the decisions. You have to outweigh that from the heart and mind. Okay, so mental discipline. What is this about? Oh my God, look, I opened it right too. I mean, this is part of it, but it's all, wow, funny spirit. Okay, dearest child of the stars, we know how distracted Earth life can be for humans. What with so many obligations, responsibilities, and decisions. Not decisions. Diversions. Sorry. So many choices. So much stimulation. So many forms of communication and sources of information. Everything vying for your attention. Consistency and self-restraint are challenging and hard to achieve in your spiritual and energy practices without incredible discipline and determination. Mind training is an important aspect of the spiritual practice required for you to evolve in consciousness. The oracle of mental discipline comes to you now to encourage you to prioritize, focus, and engage in regular mind training practices. The collective vibrational frequency of humanity is rising. For some of you, your individual vibration is rising so quickly and frequency that is challenging for you to keep up. You may feel like you are constantly in a state of disruption, trying to integrate new patterns while still getting accustomed to recent alterations. Discipline is called for at this time to help you assimilate these vibratory infusions while remaining present to the necessities of daily life. Your system is called for more downtime, self-care, and more spiritual and energetic practices designed specifically to keep your energy clear and calm and your mental state tranquil and focused. You notice that a lot of the words that they're using, they brought out in other decks. Okay, so what else do you want here, Spirit? Because they're talking about like the grounding and connecting to the higher, like having your boundaries, like connecting, like bringing the light and anchoring the light into the earth, like I was talking about earlier with it, and then you got the new heights under the boundaries here to do some kind of reassessing here. So this is what they're talking about here. So masters of mental discipline can shift physical and energy bodies to become invisible, biocate, and travel dimensionally through time and space. If connecting to higher beings or making contact with star relatives is meaningful to you, mental discipline is required to help you maintain a consistent, stable vibrational level. This is so that you can be in the presence of these high frequency life forms for more than just a few moments. Just like weight training is used to build muscle strength and endurance, it is time to build the strength, endurance, and power over your mind. And I was talking about like the family and the fertility. So that's exactly what it is about connecting your... Okay. All right, so is there something else here? They're having me skip some here. Oh my God. Okay, so they're bringing up Kali here. So they're saying that Oh, and the Merkaba, yeah. Specific practices that raise your vibration and focus on your light body, such as the Merkaba, it's the light body in Hebrew. So activation are helpful in building endurance with high vibrational states of being. Conscious use of this energetic technology integrates the masculine feminine poles, connects you with source energy, and reinforces protection and vitality. If this practice calls to you, consult the Merkaba ritual articulated on card 26. Listen to your intuition and pay attention to what presents itself to you in the next few days. Source of inspiration could come with the most important unsuspecting of places such as magazines, television, emails, Facebook ads, or conversations with friends. And it says here, invoke the staff of Kali. Kali is a Hindu goddess, most often associated with death. However, she's actually so much more nuanced and complex. She unapologetically knows when a thing has completed its life cycle. That's why they brought out the Fool card, because the Fool card is zero, like where it's zero, that's the beginning and the end. So it's like a cycle, you know what I mean? So, I noticed that they brought it a lot with the change too. Okay. Okay. Call upon Kali when you need to focus, prioritize, say no, or when decisive action is required. Allow her to be an ally for mental discipline. Kali is known as a fierce warrior, so when you struggle with distractions or decisions, call her essence to you. Imagine yourself holding her staff and drawing a clear line in the sand. It's your boundaries. You are on one side of the line. The other side of the line are the distractions you are separating yourself from. The things you are saying no to, or whatever is vying for your attention but is not currently your chosen focus. If the symbol of a circle of protection or zone of silence resonates with you, use her sword to encircle your energy field entirely so that you can easily manage what you allow in your sacred space. Remember when I was showing you here with this card how she's got herself surrounded like with a ring of fire here for protection? I'm kidding, Spirit. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the card 26 that they're talking about. Oh, there we go, right there. Oh, the Merkaba. I wonder if I could pull up that card. How cool would that be? Let's see. Let me try to focus my energy and see if I can pull that card. What did I do with that deck? Oh, there it is. Oh, sorry. Just hit the... Okay. Ah, it was close. 24. Ugh, I think I missed it. Oh, well. Can't always make it happen. No, look, I'm Orion again. Alright. That was fun. Okay, so you want me to pull up that card? Okay, hold on. I think they want to show you that card. It's just the Merkaba. That's what it is. That would have been fun if that came out. That would have been number 26. Oh, there it is, number 26. Well, and right on top of it was heart consciousness. Okay. So this is the Hebrew name, Hieros Gamos, which is the Merkaba. 26. Okay, what do you want here? Oh, it's Greek. It's a Greek term referring to the sacred marriage that plays out between God and goddesses. Through history, our consumption has been acted out in symbolic ritual within human participants represent the deities, honoring the union of masculine and feminine principles. The memory of this divine coupling is coded into light body, dear star child. In ascended times, humans knew themselves as a sacred union of the highest masculine and feminine energies. Whole and complete unto themselves, they are never parted from divine source, nor their beloved counterpart, as they carried this blueprint within their quantum field. Okay, so the state of Hieros Gamos asks you now to open your field to this new vibrational state. Okay, what else here? Okay, yeah, for millennia, human consciousness descended in frequency, losing connection with the vibrational resonance of the divine masculine and feminine as conscious equal partners. The sacred Hieros Gamos principle, once carried as the truth of their being, devolved and split into separate components. That's why they keep bringing out Orion, because the Orions, that's what happened there. Because if you're all feminine, it become negative. If you're all masculine, it become negative. But the freedom fighters found a way, was to join those two energies together. That's why they kept bringing out, I was wondering why they kept bringing out, oh my God, I split on Orion yet again. That's why they kept bringing this out. Because it was the Orion freedom fighters that found that, they knew fighting fire with fire wasn't going to work. So they found another way by raising their conscious vibration, their consciousness, by expanding their consciousness. That was the way to, okay. Okay. Where was I here? Okay, so as disunited individual energy forms their relationship, both is the archetypal concept and as human expression, became susceptible to prejudice, inequality, and alienation. As humanity plunged into the consciousness of ignorance, the ecstasy of this holy union was lost. You are a part of their grand reconciliation. Whoa. That's cool. Spiritual evolution naturally conveys one to the unification of balance between the masculine and feminine energies within the self. Human consciousness has reached vibrational resonance with this principle of sacred marriage. The intuition back into wholeness means this principle can be tested for energetic integrity on every level on which it exists. This means the world will mirror back to you any place within your being that has not fully integrated the Hieros Gamos template. Do not fear, for this is a part of the growth process of ascension. The light body of the planet and every human inhabitant is undergoing transformation in the fundamental blueprint level. Conscious engagement with your personal Merkaba, or light body, is a key practice to shift both personal and planetary vibration to resurrect the Hieros Gamos as a foundational energy form and guiding principle. That's why I knew they kept going on about the foundation. That's why they kept showing me number 4. Merkaba ritual to unite the masculine and feminine. Oh my god, that's like a big whole thing. So that's going to be probably for another day. Because that's like 3 or 4 pages long. Oh no, here it is. Okay, maybe it's not. Let's see. What else do you want here, Spirit? Okay, so they're saying that the Merkaba is represented in the and associated with the axiom that we always use, like as above, so below. You know what I mean? What else here? Okay, yeah. It's about grounding. Yeah, I know about that. Okay, so there's like some kind of thing here. Okay, hold on. Okay, so you can also use the Merkaba incantation below as you spin your light body. So really what they're talking about is they're talking about how like the triangle that's facing up is the masculine, so that's both like the grounding, and then the triangle pointing down is the female, which is both the intuition, right? So, you know, when you merge the two, you're going to use like your logic mind, and you're going to use your intuition, so you're going to use your heart, you're going to use everything, your heart and your mind as united as one, right? So then you can have contact with the new heights to speak with spirit and your ancestral lineage and star family, right? So it says here, like during like one of these meditations, because they brought that up twice, they're showing that twice here, but well, like twice here. So they're saying here that I activate the Hieros Gamos, merging both earth and cosmos. I call forth energies, divine and human, to unite in sacred union. Masculine, feminine become one in blissful ecstasy, rapturous fusion. Spin Merkaba, raise my vibration, build my light body with each rotation, harmonize my frequency, pulsation. I am one with Creator and creation. So when your ritual is complete, be sure to ground yourself thoroughly before continuing with your day. So I will like type that out in the description to help anyone that wants to use that. Okay, that's all I have for you. That's pretty interesting. Okay, everybody, that's all I have. So I'm going to close this reading, and I'm going to bid you all a good day, and I'm going to send you all my love and light. And yeah, I hope this video finds you well. So bye, everybody.